Aloha, my name is Joanna Amberger. I founded 3 Financial to create a space for women like you to participate in creating comprehensive financial plans so you can live life on your terms. When you're faced with divorce and taking control of your finances, it can feel like you have a mountain standing in your path. But rest assured, you can do this. During our time together, you're going to learn how to take a financial inventory, establish individual accounts, build your A-team, make sure your settlement agreement is financially sound, and create your post-divorce financial plan and trajectory. Whether you're preparing for divorce, recently divorced, or you're determined to be the keeper of your own finances, I can't stress enough how important follow-through is. You will encounter roadblocks and you will experience frustration, but the consequences of inaction could be devastating. And ignoring your finances will not get you the freedom you want. So let's get started. First, you need to take a financial inventory. While this can feel stressful at first, having information will help you make decisions. This is especially important if your spouse has handled the finances for you in the past. To create your inventory, you'll need to gather tax and income documents such as your tax returns, real estate documents such as deeds and mortgage documents, a list of personal property, especially items of value such as jewelry, art, and vehicles, financial documents such as bank and investment statements, retirement account statements, pension information, and life and disability insurance policies. Credit and debt information, such as student loans and credit card statements, and if applicable, gather business records such as business tax returns and financial statements. Also, don't forget estate planning documents such as wills or trusts. And there might be other valuable assets that you have, such as memberships, reward points, or airline miles. If possible, try to gather the information before asking for divorce. You are entitled to the information, but some partners will try to hide assets and information. You may need to rely on the courts to enforce your rights here. You also may need to hire a forensic accountant. If possible, try to keep an open line of communication with your spouse to make this easier. Next, establish individual accounts. If you don't already have your own accounts, now is the time to start. Make sure you have individual checking and savings accounts and at least one individual credit card. Request a free credit report. This can tell you if your spouse has open debt in your name. Also, consider freezing your credit. This will help protect your credit by preventing another person from opening unauthorized credit accounts in your name. Next up, build your A-team. You don't need to be an expert in everything. You just need to know how to hire experts. A good team will help you coordinate the moving pieces and reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed and alone. Be sure to surround yourself with supportive people who are focused on your best interests. So who should be on your team? A good family lawyer. Depending on your situation, you might need a lawyer who is a strong litigator, or you might look for a lawyer who is more of a mediator. Next on your team is a financial planner. And a tax advisor is also a valuable member of your team. And don't forget your mental health. Work with a counselor for you and your children to navigate this difficult transition. Sometimes you may also need real estate professionals such as a realtor and a mortgage broker. You might need appraisers for business assets, personal property, or intellectual property. And you might need a forensic accountant to help you uncover items you might not be aware of. And a private investigator can also be helpful. Be sure to get your own advisors. You want to look for someone who listens to what is important to you. And having good advisors can save you money in the long run by reducing litigation costs and helping you avoid costly mistakes. Then, make sure your settlement agreement is financially sound. Work with your lawyer, your financial advisor, and a tax professional to make sure your settlement agreement takes care of you. One question to ask yourself is, can you afford to keep the house? Can you afford the mortgage, the property taxes, the insurance, and the maintenance? Don't be emotionally tied to the house if you cannot really afford it. Will you get other assets, or will everything be tied up in the house? Next, think about the after-tax value of property. $100,000 in an IRA is not the same as $100,000 in a savings account. Every dollar you take out of an IRA will be taxed. So, if you pay 25% in taxes, that IRA would only be worth $75,000 after taxes compared to the same amount in a savings account. The same can be true for your house. Let's say you and your spouse bought the house for $100,000 and now it's worth $500,000. There's $400,000 of gain that could be taxable to you, which reduces the after-tax value of the house if you have to sell it. Consider how you will deal with risk. So will your spouse pay alimony or child support? If yes, what happens if they are disabled or they die? Consider requiring your spouse to pay for disability and life insurance in your settlement agreement to protect you and your children. Now be careful about relying on employer plans. What if your spouse changes their jobs or loses their job? They might lose that coverage. So you want to check to see if the employer plan is portable, and if not, have a backup plan in place. Finally, create your post-divorce financial plan and trajectory. First off, you want to make an estimate of your post-divorce budget. Your standard of living will probably go down after divorce, so be prepared. And having a budget will help you be prepared for that possibility. When you are creating your budget, be realistic. I recommend you prepare this before you get divorced. This budget can help inform your settlement negotiations and make sure you don't get caught off guard later down the road. Be sure to consider how you will make ends meet without child support payments. I know from experience that not all exes will follow through on this. And then finally, update your budget after your divorce is final. Don't forget to protect your digital assets. Changing passwords is an important security step to take today. Use a password manager to help build complex and unique passwords and save them in one place that's easy to access for you. Also, update your estate plan and beneficiaries. If you named your spouse as a beneficiary, be sure you update those plans to reflect your new priorities. If you were married more than 10 years, you can claim Social Security based on your spouse's record, so be sure to check and keep those records on file for when it comes time to claim Social Security benefits. Update your financial plan, including retirement income plans. This can be a great opportunity to consider how you would like to shape your future on your new journey. And finally, don't forget about self-care. Give yourself time to grieve and heal. Look to your friends and family to support you, and build time into your daily life to really experience joy. Thank you for joining me. Check out our downloadable checklist for more information and to keep yourself on track. Today was just an overview. There are lots of details that you'll need to deal with as you go through this process, and we are here to help you on your team. Book a complimentary follow-up call to get your questions answered. I recommend doing it now to hold yourself accountable and keep that forward momentum going. And connect with us. Check out our website, sign up for our newsletter, and follow us on social media. We are here to support you whenever you need it.